Before we go, a think piece from this past weekend's New York Times for us to think about for a second. The headline: "We're out of movie stars. Whose fault is it?" And our audience can read this piece on our links blog. With the premise is kind of interesting. And Ernest, I'm going to throw this one at you for a second because you're our big movie guy.
Okay.
What you are. I mean, more so than me. He is.
Okay.
What is keeping us, the collective us, from going to the movies? Is it COVID? Is it ticket prices? Or is it that Hollywood is not producing those big blockbuster actors and actresses anymore? That the biggest names in Hollywood are either getting older, they're falling out of favor because of scandals like Me Too, or they're dying. Why aren't we drawing? Why aren't we developing?
Yeah, I read the article, and I understand the premise, but I don't think that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I really do believe a lot of it has to do with the fact that, when you have movies that are coming out, and most of them, we went through 2 years of streaming. People got used to it, and they're still used to it because you can stream on your schedule, and you aren't having to decide, okay, am I going to go to the movie theater when it starts at this time or that time? I can watch it whenever I want to. I think that has a lot to do with it. I also think that you're having fewer movies that are being produced, and people have gotten used to the episodic way of watching movies where you watch a piece here and then another one will drop in a week and that sort of thing. So I think the whole thing is changing. Okay. There are stars out there. There are huge stars out there right now, and they're producing it, but they're producing it in a different way, and it's being distributed in a different way. And the other problem I have with the story is that it used Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Falling out of favor. We can also talk about Scientology. We could talk about abuse of two wives. We could talk about lots of different.
Using him, there are others you could have used. I don't think you should have used him.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with everything Ernest said, and I think the other reason for the change is there's a lot of video being produced, and that means there are more people out there, more competition for the spotlight, so that's why the stars aren't quite as big.
Yeah.
That's a fair one, too.